First of all, how long have you been cosplaying for?
About 10 years recreationally and then 3 years professionally.
Okay. What made you interested in cosplaying to begin with?
Well, I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger, and then like our family ran out of money, so then, torrenting anime was free. So I got into that, and then that led to cosplay, and then cosplay led to comic books and movies, and suddenly I'm this well-rounded nerd.
Now, you mentioned anime. You do a lot of anime cosplay. Anime cosplay tends to be a little more intricate, depending on what it is. How do you find the physical building of it and making your costumes? What kind of skill set have you developed making them?
Well, when animators make like their character designs, they don't really think about cosplayers, but I really feel like with Kill la Kill, they thought about cosplayers, but they're like, we're going to make this really difficult for you guys.
Making your costumes, what's the process like for you?
Like collecting information, like reference photos and stuff, and then choosing materials. Choice of materials is very important to me, because if you're doing everything in like fleece, then it won't look like the costumes. So choosing materials will make or break a costume to me, and then also I work really hard on my shoes actually, because if you have, it's like top, you gotta have a good head, and then the bottom you gotta have good shoes, and that like if say for instance there's this thing, if you read a word and it has the same letter at the beginning and at the end, and all the letters are mixed up in the middle, you read it correctly anyways. So it's pretty much that idea. I need to get to that standard, and then if I can do better, I do better.
That's very interesting. So do you, as far as making them yourselves, do you do a lot of tutorials on how are you actually learning how to make a costume?
I do not, and it's just because I've never been like professionally trained in sewing or any sort of crafting. We're all kind of like in this world, like learning from each other. Yeah. So some people use different techniques and other people use other techniques, and it just, all of them work, but all of them work for different reasons. Sure. So I don't want to go out there and say, oh, my technique is the best technique, but I can't go out there and say, like, oh, well, don't use my technique. Like, why would I put it out there for that reason? So I give advice where I can, where I feel confident in, and I send people tutorials that I've followed myself.
Do you have any advice for people getting into the cosplay?
If you're getting into cosplay, just kind of, I don't want to be like Shia LaBeouf, just do it, but really just kind of like dive in there and don't be afraid. When I decided that I wanted to do this, it was just kind of, I was 13 when I did my first cosplay, and I was no crafting experience at all, so I went through my brother's closet and I did this version of an anime character from the comic book, the manga. And nobody knew what it was. One person was like, oh, look, it's Chi from Chobits. And I'm like, yes. And I was more satisfied with myself than with like people knowing what I was from. I thought I looked exactly like the character, duct tape, earphones and all. And it just, whatever you want, not what you want people to want. So yeah.
Do you have any fan experiences that stands out to you at all?
Just this month in Boston Comic-Con at Boston, well, now they call it Fan Expo Boston, there was this 13-year-old girl, and she came up to me and she's like, your cosplay, like your page got me through a really hard time, and she started crying, and I'm like, oh, sweetheart, no. But like she gave me life, like she reminded me why I do this, and it's just because like all of the people in this community are very special to me, and I just like, I love giving back to them. Sometimes it's hard to know if I'm reaching anyone or like doing any good, but that reminded me that I am touching people. Not touching people. Emotionally, I am touching them.
Where can people find you?
You can always find me at my website, themissymmayhem.com, and all of my social media is SLMissy. So @/search bar SLMissy, and you'll find me.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much.